What is up, everybody? Charlene FX, your favorite female trader, and I am back with another video. So it's been about a week since I dropped a video for you guys. My last few videos have been getting quite a bit of views and new subscribers, and I thank you guys for all of that. Okay, I really appreciate all of it. Again, guys, if you don't know, I'm still battling a cold, been coughing and sneezing a lot lately, so been very under the weather, still trying to kind of have some sort of normalcy in my life, going out, working out, things like that. But it's been a struggle, and it's so weird because I literally went out for a run today for about a mile run, and I didn't cough not one time. I didn't sneeze at all. But as soon as I got back in my car, as soon as I got back home, I started coughing again and sneezing and everything. So I don't know, maybe getting out, getting some fresh air, putting my lungs to work. Maybe that had an effect on it. I have no idea. But took a little bit of cough medicine and I'm ready to go. So if I cough or have to clear my throat a couple of times, drink a little bit of water, guys, please bear with me. Okay. So this topic of this video is the reason being why I have this background, right? This background of a past history on one of my accounts. So basically, I get this question very, very often. How much can I make trading? And the thing about that question is it's a very broad question because everybody is different. Okay, so before I delve into, some of the reasons, why some of you can be profitable, and we'll talk about, profits that you can make and different things you can get out of actually trading. I really want to stress on a couple points with you guys. Okay. So the first thing I want to bring about or stress on the most is sacrifice. And sacrifice is a big deal when it comes to trading because, or anything in life, any goal that you want to accomplish, anything that you want to do, it requires some level of sacrifice, right? So what do I mean by sacrifice when it comes to trading? So I had a video that I posted a while back about, working your full-time job and managing trading at the same time. How do you manage both? How are you able to navigate, two very demanding things, right? Because trading is very demanding and your job can be something that's very demanding because, that's your bread and butter. That's something that you have to do, you have to go to, you have to, be at, you have to dedicate time to, right? So if you're a trader or, or anything that you want to be outside of what your job description is, you would have had to sacrifice a certain level of your time, money, maybe, material things that you might have, or any other intangible, right? You may have had to sacrifice those things in order for you to become successful in your next venture or the next thing that you want to do. So how do I correlate that into actually trading, right? So when you talk about how much money can you make trading, the first thing that you think of usually is a lot of money because majority, especially with the way social media is today, they make you think that everybody's just making bank off the markets every day. You know what I'm saying? And that's just isn't the case. And a lot of times the people that are, very profitable made sacrifices. It took them time to get to the point to where they're, doing numbers like what you see on the screen here. You know what I'm saying? It took sacrifice. It took a lot of giving up a lot of things for them to get to that point. Because trading is not easy. It's not easy. It's not for everybody. I like to say that traders have a little bit of insanity mentally in them because, to put yourself through that mental torture and stress every, morning or every day, whatever time you trade, putting money at risk and big money at times, taking losses, going through the ups and downs and the roller coaster ride of being a trader, it takes a lot out of you. And that's a side that I don't think enough people talk about. So a lot of times the money is a byproduct of what you're actually doing. And it's actually the stress and the tears and the energy and the sweat and the anxiety, everything that goes into the journey of being a trader. Those are all things that happen to you way before you ever see profits, way before that. Okay. So my advice to those of you that are, so enticed by the profits, that are so, googly eyed about the profits that you see people making and stuff, is not to focus on the profits, right? You don't want to focus too much on the money, because it's not the money that's important. It's the actual skill of what you're doing. And then it's what are you going to sacrifice to acquire this skill, so then you can then make the money that that you can make with trading. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to make profits like this, it doesn't start with this. It starts with this. Everything you see over here, that's what it starts with, right? My secret cheat code, I will say, when I first started learning how to trade, was you know everybody, when they first start learning how to trade, they're enticed. They're by the money. They're mesmerized by how much money they see people making, be it $100 a day, $200 a day, to $50,000 a day. It doesn't matter. Making money from home is excellent, right? But then you have to ask yourself, well, how did they make this money? How did they get to that point? If you know someone that has, let's say, an Amazon store, right? Sorry, guys, my neighbors are making noise right now. If you have someone that that owns Amazon store, or any type of business outside or online or whatever, yeah, it's great. They say, I did 100K in sales this month, right? That's great. Your ears start perking up, because you're like, shit, this person made $100,000 this month in sales. But the real question is, how did they make that 100,000? What marketing strategies did they use? What products did they use? How many products did they have? Who was their target audience? Where are they promoting? What is their marketing strategy? What I'm saying? How much of that is actual profit? How much of that needs to go back into the business to generate more profits? These are all things. I mean, if you're an entrepreneur and you're, let's say, a business owner or an aspiring business owner, these are all things that you have to ask yourself. You can't just look at the profits of anything and say, okay, I want to make these profits and I want to make them tomorrow. No, you have to find someone that's doing what you're doing, is successful at what they're doing, and then just copy what they're doing. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to, be a pioneer. Don't try to plant your flag anywhere. It's already been done. Whatever you're trying to do, someone has already done it. So why add that extra stress and energy to what you're doing by trying to reinvent the wheel than just copying what you see somebody else doing, right? If you see somebody who's a scalper and they're catching, 10, 20 pip moves every day, and they're using a specific strategy, or they're trading a specific time of day, or they're trading a specific pair, or they're trading with a specific broker, right? Brokers are very important, right? You got to ask yourself, well, how are they doing this? You know what I'm saying? What steps did they take to get to that point? So before you ask yourself, how much money can I make? Ask yourself, can I make money at it? Period. Can I make a single dollar from trading before I can even think about making $1,000 or $10,000, whatever it is, whatever the magic number in your mind is? Ask yourself, can I make $1? And then ask yourself, what am I willing to risk to make that dollar? Because this is a money game, guys. At the end of the day, business and finance is a money game. It's about, at the end of the day, it's about the bottom line. It's about profits. Nobody gives a damn about anything else except the bottom line. So at the end of the day, what are you willing to risk? What are you willing to invest? What are you willing to sacrifice in order for you to get to the bag? Because you can't be frugal. You can't be, emotionally attached to your money. You can't be like, oh, well, I'm not trying to risk that much. I'm not trying to put that much money into it. I'm not trying to do this and do that. Then stay at your job. Stay at your job. Just whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. Because in the world of business, in the world of entrepreneurship, it's all about taking risk. Every day is about taking risk. It's about giving up certain things. It's about not knowing the end result, but having faith that it's going to work out if you just try. If you don't try, you don't want to risk anything, you're never going to know how things would have turned out for you because you were afraid to even put yourself out there. So if you're the type of person who's scary and you know what, I need my money for my rent, I need my money for my car note, I can't risk it, I can't whatever, I can't, it's not for you. It's not for you. So don't even ask how much money you can make trading. Because if you're that type of person, it won't work for you. You're going to take your first loss and a lot of losses, and then you're going to be like, you know what, this ain't for me. Instead of asking, okay, I took a loss. Okay, how could I have won, basically, right? Instead of looking at the negative in something, you flip it around and look at the positive in the situation. But a lot of people are not built that way, right? They get a roadblock or an obstacle or something bad happens or a setback happens, and then they just give up. They're like, all right, you know what? This is not for me. I shouldn't have done this. I invested this time and this money and it didn't work out because 1 or 2 or 3 bad things happened. And instead of looking for a solution, they just falter under the fact that there's obstacles happening or coming at them. See, when you're an entrepreneur, your job every day is about putting out fires. Every day. When I wake up in the morning, guys, literally, when I wake up in the morning, you know what my job is? You know what I'm thinking of first thing in the morning? What's happening with my money today? How can I make my money work for me today? How much money am I going to make today? How much did I make this week? How much am I going to make for the month? How much did I lose this month? Where can I invest my money? Where can I park some money and let it work for me? How much should I be saving? That's the first thing that's on my mind every morning. After I get up in the morning, I say my prayer, lay down in bed, meditate for a little bit. The next thing I'm thinking of is I'm ready to start my day. And the way that I start my day is I start thinking, what am I doing with my money today? Because your money, guys, is your bread and butter. Guys, that's your livelihood, right? I quit a $60,000 a year job to work for myself. You know what that means? That means every dollar counts now. That means I don't have a little play money anymore. I mean, I do, but I don't have play money from that anymore. I had to replace that money with other streams of income, which has been working out great for me. But at the same time, things can always go left, right? So you always have to think about putting out fires. I'm putting out fires. As a business owner, that's what you're doing. You're constantly problem solving. Your entire business is problem solving. Majority of the businesses that are out there are problems, and somebody found a solution and now they're selling the solution. That's a business. Period, point blank. That's it right there. You're selling the solution to a problem that a lot of people have. So you don't ask, well, how much money can I make from this business? You ask yourself, what is the blueprint to making that money? Once I have the blueprint down, I can capitalize on that. And then my efforts will show in my profits. See, a lot of us are thinking about things backwards. We're thinking about things the wrong way. So back to the lesson at hand, right? How much money can you make trading? You can make an infinite amount of money trading, but your profit potential will always be limited by your mental capabilities. What do I mean when I say that? Well, if you're not a strong-minded person, you can't be a trader. If you have thin skin or you have a weak stomach, you cannot be a trader. Simple, point blank. Because these markets, guys, will chew you up and spit you out. They will throw your ass under a bus, reverse that bitch, and run over your ass again. And not give 2 shits about it. You cannot be an overly emotional person and be a good trader. You have to be able, well, let me put it this way. You can be an overly emotional person, but you have to be able to compartmentalize. You have to be able to separate the two, right? So if you're an emotional person in life, that's fine, that's great. But when it comes to the charts, when it comes to your business, you got to be able to separate the two. You have to be able to separate the two. Because if you let your personal life and you let those things kind of seep and blend into your personal life, it's going to affect your money. It's going to affect your bag. I've been there. Trust me, I have been there. And it's not a good feeling because once you pull yourself out of that funk that you were in, you're mad at yourself because you let that affect your business where you should have kept the two separate. So if you can do that, if you can separate the two, if you can compartmentalize what's going on in your personal life to what's going on in your business, then you're going to be successful. So when you wake up in the morning or evening, whatever time you come to the charts, you put whatever is going on in your life to the side. And you say to yourself, I don't give a shit how much money I make today as long as I win. You want to come to the charts every day, not with the intent of winning a certain amount. Like you can have a goal, a PIP goal, profit goal, whatever it is. Excuse me. You can have all of that. But your goal should ultimately be to just end the day in the blue. That's it. Just end the day in the blue. Put out 1 or 2 fires and then go live the rest of your life. Go chill for the rest of the day and you're good. So as a trader, a profitable trader, I can tell you guys this. And I say this all the time. When I first started trading, guys, I only wanted to make $100 a day. You have to be just as content with making $100 a day as you are making $1,000 a day or $200 a day or $5,000 a day, whatever it is. You got to be content with whatever the market gives you. You got to be content with your efforts for the day. And you got to learn to ride that wave because every day is not going to be a winning day. Every week is not going to be a winning week. Every month, every year, it's not going to be profitable. That's just how it goes. And that's the same in any business. In any business, every business does not end every quarter profitable. Sometimes you take a loss. Sometimes you break even. But it's not about how much you make. It's about the bounce back, right? Can you bounce back from a bad quarter? Can you bounce back from a losing streak? Can you bounce back from a big loss? Can you not let those obstacles that come across your way not stop you or break you down to make you quit or to make you give up and make you doubt your abilities as whoever you are? An entrepreneur, a parent, a professional athlete, an actor, singer, whatever it is you are. Everybody's going to hit those roadblocks. You got to keep that end result in mind. You got to keep the bottom line in mind. You got to keep your profits in mind. But at the end of the day, you're just putting out fires. That's it. So how much money can you make trading, guys? You can make as much money as you like. But it's not up to the charts. It's not up to your bank account. It's up to you. It's up to you how much money you make. It ain't about the money. It was never about the money. It's about the skill at the end of the day. How good you are skill-wise and anything you do will always reflect in your bank account. Always. If you're good at something, you will get paid to do it or to show someone how to do it. If you're good at trading, the markets will pay you. If you're good at teaching, your students, your followers or whoever will pay you. If you're good at playing ball, a professional team will pay you. So you have to focus on the skill, guys. How much money you make is how good you are skill-wise. Bottom line. That's how much money you can make trading. That's the measuring stick that you got to go up against. So once again, guys, do not focus on this side. This side will come. It'll come. Don't worry about it. It'll come. It's this side you got to get down. That side will help you. And then after that, let me tell you something. It's just a snowball effect. It's a snowball effect. They always say the hardest, I think it's the hardest to make is your first 100,000 or your first million. After that, becomes easy after that. And that is very true. Very true. But just try to get there. Get there first and do it step by step by step. Put out one little fire after the next, after the next, after the next. And I promise you, you're going to get to where you want to get to. And at some point, you're not going to care about the money. The money's going to be, okay, I can have a 20K day or a 100K month like I just had. And I'm still the same person I was when I made my $100 day. Because you got to learn to be content. Act like you've been here before. Act like you've been here before. You can't act like everything that glitters and shines in front of you is oh my God, is the best thing ever. You got to act like you belong at that table. You got to be a boss. You got to be a leader where you are. You can't let anything that walk in front of you just phase you. I'm telling y'all that right this second. Don't let money phase you. Don't let these big days phase you. You have to be a boss in your own right. Before I started making this type of money, I already saw myself where I am now. You got to see yourself where you want to see yourself. See yourself where you want to see yourself. See it now. Anything you want to be, you got to be there already in your mind. Because it's already done. You just got to go out there and get it. So, how much money can you make trading? As much as you like. It's up to you and your skill level and your mental capabilities. That's all it takes. And I'm out. See you guys on the next one.